Greetings, fellow Sling agents in the wild. It's your trusted handler welcoming you back to the Digital Rage Room. With only one comment over on our YouTube channel, this intro shall be swift. We have from Gilbert Isla, who commented, "Bill in a green box? Probably not the weirdest place he's been found in." That is true, but just like those other places, he will never confirm being there. Remember, head over to our YouTube channel at RollTheHard20 and leave a comment, as I'd like nothing more than to give you a shout out. Also, be sure to leave us that 5-star review on whatever podcast app you listen to the show on. By the way, I see we're now over on Podbean as well, so catch us there if you haven't already done so. Alright, let's warm up our dice and top off our glass as RollTheHard20 presents our homebrew Delta Green scenario, Collateral Damage, Episode 11. Alright. Let's find a higher gear for this. Enjoy. So it's been quite the week, guys. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Yeah. I think we're
alive.
I think we're in the home stretch of this baby. Maybe we got a few more episodes, maybe this episode, who knows?
Right, who knows with Rice, man? It's fucking crazy right now.
Rice is batshit.
Fried rice.
He's all gacked out right now.
Fried rice, that's a good one.
All right, well, let me lead us in and give us the rundown, and we will pick up post-haste. Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Heart 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted handler, Brian, and with me, my hard slingers of yore. It's hello. Yeah. Episode 11 of our homebrew Delta Green scenario, Collateral Damage. Last episode, Agents Adesso and Kimura left First Colonial Bank with the address to their prime suspect, Eugene Abernathy. While en route, a call from Heisenberg informed them that he had arranged for them to have a few minutes at a local green box. Rerouting to the green box, Adesso contacted Agent Coldwell, who informed you he had just found Holy Boy and Detective Haynes' decapitated bodies in Holy Boy's apartment, and Holy Boy's bodyguards, as well as Darius Fontenot, were nowhere around. Coldwell, upon hanging up the phone, Baker hangs up his phone at the same time and informs you that Darius resides in an apartment 1 floor above Holy Boy's apartment on the 6th floor. While Agent Rice in the stairwell of the 5th floor landing and Barkley in front of the 6th floor stairwell entrance, you, Baker, and Arello have entered a candlelit apartment, found the missing heads of Haynes, Holy Boy, and several others atop of a gnarled log. A sanity check forces Arello to retreat out of the apartment, leaving you and Baker to watch as Grizzly, Half-Tank, and Darius emerge from the darkness. A moment later, Darius finishes his speech with, "I release them from the pain of inertia. I can release you as well. And let's roll some initiative."
Right. Here we
As
go.
well.
So, all we're doing for initiative, don't get ahead of the game, is you just take your dex score, the highest dex score,
All right.
the one that's to the right.
You mean the percentage?
Yeah, the percentage.
Percentage. Okay. All right. Coldwell has 55.
55. Let me check out Baker's here. Okay, I need to do a roll-off between Baker and the thugs. Baker. Thugs go before him. And I need to do a roll-off between Coldwell and Darius.
All right. D20.
D20. I got a 16.
Got a hard 20.
Oh, the
yeah.
hard 20.
Oh,
All right, let me write this down really quick.
It's a lot better than that 5 I rolled earlier for initiative that I thought.
So you see, Coldwell, you see Grizzly and Half-Tank with Darius between them on the other side of this gnarled log of these 7 severed heads. Baker stands right next to you. What would you like to do, Coldwell?
Now, I thought about this. Now, we got into the room, so are they behind us? Are we boxed in into this apartment?
No. Imagine you came through the door, and
Okay.
it's a square room, like this room right here. In the middle of the room is this gnarled log laying horizontal from left to right. All the heads are propped up on it, candles burning out of the sockets and in the mouth. On the other side of the log, left side Grizzly, right side Half Tank, and in the middle is Darius.
Okay, so there is distance between us.
There is a
And
little
we're
bit
not
of difference.
boxed in.
Yeah, a little bit of distance.
Okay. Pain of inertia. What do you mean, Darius?
I intend to release you from this mortal coil that you are so tightly wound around. I intend to bring you home.
Where is this home?
The Muse will make use of you. Do not hesitate. Kneel before me, so I may deliver the final sigil.
Yeah, I'm gonna see a problem with that, Darius. That's not gonna happen.
You
Nobody's
don't know
kneeling
what
for
you're
you.
talking about. I can do these things for you.
I don't
All
seem to
the
be
years,
suffering.
I know your pain. I've been in your pain before. You've seen loved ones die. You've killed others. The heavy burden of murder is hard upon you.
Oh, you could say that about anyone in my field. I mean, is that what you did to Detective Hangs? Did you release him from his inertial pain?
Yes, I did, but only after he saw the light. He saw the mark. As for Holy Boy, he took a little bit more convincing, but eventually they all come to the Muse.
And what's this mark? What are you using to mark your victims?
Now, I can't do anything because you're up. We can have the report back and forth, but I can't do anything yet, unless you forfeit your turn.
All right. Shoot, I'm definitely gonna need. Do I have my gun with me still?
Yeah.
All right. At that point, I'm going to take a shot first because I only have my single actions here. So let's see. Gonna take a shot. I gotta get. Thought I had an advantage to something, but maybe I don't. Okay, straight up roll. Here we go. Ooh, I'm gonna miss my first shot. 81 under 50.
That's your only shot, handsome.
Yep.
Darius looks at you and says, I will show you the sigil you seek. And he lifts up the eye patch, and you see this black orb in his socket with the sigil that's been on every $10 bill. And I need for you to make a sanity check right now.
Damn it. I thought he was just gonna mention the fucking bill.
I feel like I'm watching that movie Marked for Death with Steven Seagal through this whole thing.
I'm going to edit that out. That's garbage.
Okay.
Great movie.
Coldwell is taken aback by this and fails with a
He
78.
fails. You immediately want to shoot yourself in the head
Oh no.
on your next turn.
Next turn.
Next turn. The first thug pulls out this chromed 9mm and fires at 1-2. Whoops.
Whoa.
Hey, Town.
Fires at 1-2 for Coldwell, 3-4 for Baker. Fires at Baker and misses. The second one aims at 1-2 for Coldwell, 3-4 for Baker. Again at Baker. And misses as well. Jesus Christ.
I got yeah.
They're
you got
thugs, so you know they're shooting in a certain way.
Baker looks at you, begin to shake, and tries to grab your wrist with the gun in your hand. So he's going to try an athletics check to disarm you. I have a 15. I need for you to resist that with the same thing. Athletics check as well.
Okay, so let's see. That is a 6 under 60.
6 under 60. He's got a 15 under 50, he actually wins. He strips the gun from your hand. It clambers to the floor. What would you like to do, Coldwell? Now, you're still shook up at this point.
I was gonna say, can I shake it off? Can I get a grip on my sanity?
You could try to make the sanity check again, and I'll let you know which way you go based on pass or fail.
So I would imagine Coldwell freaking out, doesn't know what's going on. He just has those negative feelings inside of him. And he's going to try to snap himself out of it. So that one is 43 under 68. So that's
You snap out of this mode of wanting to off yourself, and you just get this vile desire to just murder somebody. And we're going to roll to see who you murder on your next turn. Meanwhile, on the 5th landing of the stairwell, Agent Rice, you hear the door bang open above. On the 6th floor, you see Detective Arello running down the stairwell as fast as he can. You hear Detective Barkley from above him yelling, "Frank, where are you going? Where are you going?" Arello runs past you onto the 5th floor and just keeps running towards the fire exit at the far end. He has no idea where he's even going.
All right. I'm going to remove my Glock 10 millimeter, and I'm going to go up the landing to the next floor.
Okay, and you see Detective Barkley is like, "Omega, where did he go?"
He left. He's gone. He ran down the hall. He's out of here.
Fuck.
We're on our own.
Maybe
What's
I should
next?
go find
What do we
him.
do?
You're hearing these rounds going off from the room. Maybe I should go find him.
No, you don't get to leave. No, you got to go. Come on, let's go. And I'm like, I'm grabbing his arm and I'm like, we're going towards the door. I'm still jacked up, by the way.
Yeah, I know you are, Cracky. Back in the room, Darius looks at Baker with the eye patch still flipped up, and he needs to make a sanity check as well. 67 over 60. He raises his gun to his temple. Coldwell. Now, with all this shit going on, now that you've saved, you feel this murderous rage engulf you. You have 4 individuals in front of you. You got Darius, Grizzly, Half Tank, and Baker in that order. Actually, rolled a 4. You want to kill Baker immediately.
What?
He seems like he's doing the job already.
Help him get across that finish line, tough guy.
Help him finish strong.
You know you want to do this. Free him from the inertia, then come kneel before me, Agent.
Okay, trying to think of how I could break this up. I have the sudden urge to kill Detective Baker. I don't have a weapon because he took my weapon out of my hand. I want to see if I could snap myself out of it. So the only thing without a weapon that I could do in pure rage to Detective Baker is tackle him.
Okay.
And then hopefully that will give me some time to break whatever spell that I'm under.
Okay.
So that's what you'll do. So you want me to roll an athletics for tackling him?
Yes, and that'll go against his athletics.
Okay, that is 54 under 60.
And I rolled a 50 under 50. So he actually evades your tackle. Grizzly has 2 targets in front of him. 1, 2 for Baker, 3, 4 for you, Coldwell. He raises his weapon and fires at you and misses. He's got to get under 30. This guy sucks. He's a druggie. Half Tank fires at Baker. There it is, 21.
Blackjack.
Oh, fuck. For 10 points of damage.
Ooh.
You see Baker crumple right in front of you, leaving you alone with these 3 individuals. Agent Rice, pulling Barkley with you, you guys enter the apartment. You see candles burning everywhere, strong smell of incense. You hear more fire rounds going off from a room in the back of the apartment. What would you like to do, Rice?
Does Rice see any targets in the room?
As you turn the corner, you see Baker fall with a gunshot wound to the head. You see Coldwell staggering, weaponless. You see a log with several heads on it, and on the other side of the log, you see 3 men. One of them you know to be Darius. The other 2 you know as Holy Boy's bodyguards.
So I can see them at this point, right?
Oh,
like
you
I have
can see
clear
them,
line
yeah.
of sight. Okay. All right. So I've already got my pistol out. I'm going to take a shot at Darius. First available target.
Make that shot.
All right.
That is a 99 over 50.
Whoa. It's a nice
But-
critical fail.
No. I'd like to use one of my doubloons.
Yeah.
Okay,
Break out that
alright.
coin purse.
Reroll that. Reroll that. I was about ready to get you.
Nope. All right. 38 under 50 this time.
38. Okay. Roll
All right. And
damage.
that is with my Glock 10 millimeter. So I get a D12.
Shit.
Oh, rolled a 12, baby.
Darius
Fuck yeah.
takes the round in the glass orb and drops. Grizzly and Half Tank both look at this mentor of theirs crumple between them. By the way, what's your initiative?
45%.
Okay, so you'd go at the last. Okay. They raise up their weapons with 3 targets in front of them. 1, 2 for Barkley, 3, 4 for Coldwell, 5, 6 for Rice. Barkley.
Ha.
First round goes off with a 19 and hits him for 5 points of damage in the shoulder. Grizzly aims at 1, 2 for Barkley, 3, 4 for Rice, 5, 6 for Coldwell. For Coldwell, with a 22
Ah.
critical hit
On Rice?
Oh, never mind.
On Coldwell.
Oh,
on Coldwell.
You can do that good balloon, dude.
Could
It's going to
use
go to
it.
max damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use it. I'm gonna re-roll that one.
Okay. Reroll it. 25. Still hits. But for 2 points of damage.
All right, it's better than max.
Barkley raises his weapon to aim at Grizzly and misses.
Like a little bitch.
Coldwell.
Am I snapped out of whatever funk now that?
Yeah, this is
Baker's
starting
got
to,
a bullet in his
the
head?
pain that was inflicted upon you from an outside source, not of a source of your own, snaps you out of what's going on. What would you like to do, Coldwell?
Oh, so getting shot helped me.
It just didn't
His
kill you.
wake-up
It
call.
would have killed you probably.
All right. Seeing snapping out of it, kind of figuring out what's going on in this room. I'm gonna pick up Detective Baker's gun and shoot Grizzly.
Make it happen.
All right, shot at Grizzly for 53, and that's gonna miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
Damn. Still tripping out on what's going on.
Rice.
Rice is looking for next target. I'll pick whichever target I see first.
Okay, Grizzly.
Grizzly. Okay. And I'm going to attempt another firearms check. That is a 34 under 50.
Okay.
That's 7 points of damage.
7 points. Give me a luck roll.
You just want a D20?
Yep, straight up.
Why?
6.
6. You shoot him in the left arm, not his weapon firing arm.
Okay.
Grizzly fires back at you, Rice. 36, that will miss. Half Tank has 2 targets. 1, 2 for Coldwell, 3, 4 for Barkley. Barkley it is.
Barkley's the meat shield.
45, that misses as well. As all these rounds are going off, all the individuals at the Potomac Gardens apartments have scattered out of their residence, out into the streets, just fleeing this building. Meanwhile, we have agents Adesso and Kimura making their way through the streets of DC towards 760 Main Avenue Southwest, the Wharf. As you pull into the parking lot of this marina, you see there are 6 boats moored at the end of this dock in each respective slip. Still a beautiful morning. Tell me what you guys want to do.
What is the area? Like, what are we pulling up to?
You're
Is
pulling
it just
into
an empty dock and that's it, or?
Well, you're pulling into a parking lot. You
Okay.
see that there's a harbor master building
Okay.
beyond a gate. Once you go through the gate, there's one dock in particular that has this address with several slips off of that dock. And there are 6 boats moored along that dock.
Okay. Adesso, should we go to the harbor master first and say we're looking for this person, Eugene Abernathy, or do we want to attempt to find him on our own? I think we should probably talk to someone. So if he's here and things start escalating, we may want to try to find out where he is immediately before we start searching around.
Well, we find this guy, we're going to clean him. The more people we tell that we're looking for him, the more loose ends we could possibly have. We do have a problem with finding him because now here we are and there's no indication which boat belongs to him or if he's even on the boat. This could be a bad address. We just don't know. So if we get the harbor master involved, we flash our badges, he's going to remember us. Well, given the fact that I got Dragon's Breath in this shotgun, there's going to be a fire, which is probably going to help cover up any of the evidence we need to get rid of. But it's going to be loud, and we're going to be remembered. I guess it's ultimately, who cares, as long as there's no video around here. So let's keep a lookout for some surveillance cameras or anything else like that, because that may be something we're going to have to come back and retrieve in order to cover our tracks.
Any clue as to which boat this guy is potentially on?
No clue at all. Speaking of armaments, though, how are you? Are you comfortable with that sword you picked up?
I have 2 swords now and my Glock. So I have one more weapon than I can actually handle.
All right. I'd like to take a look around and see if I can determine if there's surveillance on this dock.
As you look around, you do notice that there are 2 cameras. One faces the parking lot. The other one faces the dock.
Any more than 2, or that's all I can just readily see?
Just 2 that you can see.
Well, I think you're right, Okami. We're going to have to go talk to the harbor master, because otherwise we'll just be wandering from boat to boat, and that ain't going to do.
How many boats are there, Handler?
6.
Okay.
Well, that's not too much. Which one looks the best? It looks like it's well maintained, constantly moving in and out.
From this distance, you can't tell because the dock runs perpendicular to the land. So you have 4 boats on the right side, 2 on the left, and they all occupy the furthest slips out.
I'm thinking our guy would probably not have the best boat. I mean, he's a bank teller. I don't think they make a heck of a lot of money.
Well, we don't know if that's just his front.
Yeah, good point.
And another thing too, we've been videoed everywhere we've been, basically, the bank, this and that. I think the main thing would be is, do we want to try to find him and question him and kill him there, or do we want to take him somewhere that's more secure? I think that's a risk right there where he could get free and all that, and we probably should just light him up on the boat and let it sink.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
But we need to recover the plates and then the final bill. Now the fire will hopefully reclaim the final bill, but we need to get those plates, and I think the best thing to do would probably be to go to the harbor master. We are, these agents, we would like to speak, could you tell us which boat is to Eugene Abernathy? He may not even be registered under that, so we may have to ask the person, be a little bit more our normal self instead of storming the gates and demanding where he's at.
That sounds good. Problem is, once we go in armed, it is going to cause an issue.
Well, we can always I can go in, or you can go in and find out where it is, and then one of us stays outside with the weapons under the coat and all that, or in a bag. I have my sword case that I carry my sword in. I'm sure a shotgun will fit in there, unless it's one of those giant assault-looking ones.
It's a semi-automatic 12 gauge. It's probably a Benelli.
And those are pretty. They're not the giant, big, fat boys, you know.
No, it's not a Spaz 12.
Yeah, Spaz 12. Yeah.
1980 stuff, but yeah, this
Probably
is
like a Super
just
M90 from what we recall back in the day.
Yeah,
Like one of those
exactly.
phased plasma rifles, 40-watt range.
So,
Hey, buddy. Just what you see.
it probably would work. So let's take a minute to prep. So let's load the tube with those dragonfire shells, and I'm gonna stick that ghost killer knife into my belt so I could use it easily, just in case. And I think that should be sufficient. And we'll put that 12 gauge into Okami's
Hey, now.
sword case.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Oh, that's what we're doing. Beat me to it.
More of a trunk.
And we'll go to the harbor master, and we'll pretend we're going to serve a high risk warrant, and we just want
All
to know which one of those is going on, and tell the harbor master that we have assistance coming. You might want to get clear or something. I don't know. So yeah.
Well, I don't think we tell him anything like that because he'll alert the cops. I think we just say, "Hi, we're looking to talk to so and so. We have some questions."
Now, are you brandishing
light
this
shit up.
12 gauge while you're walking through, just like, motherfucker?
In the
in a bag.
It's in Okami's case, so we're just carrying.
Haven't
it
you
like
been
a
listening,
suitcase.
Handler?
Yeah, but is his sword not in the case then? Because there's not enough room for both.
What I was going to say is I'm going to be a bad warrior, and I'm going to leave the sword in the car and take the jack blade. Go into battle with an untested blade, which is very bad.
I like this already. God, yes, I love this. Keep going.
And if that doesn't work, I've used roundhouses more than Patrick Swayze, my friend.
Roadhouse.
Roundhouse.
Okay, so tell me what you do.
All right, so we go into the harbor master tone and we ask about Eugene. I'm going to let you do our standard Abbott and Costello shit.
Gotcha.
Okay. As you enter the harbor master building, the door hits the bell above. Ding, 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 ding. You see an individual behind the counter that slowly turns to address you two. And we cut back to Agent Coldwell and Agent Rice. The small, cramped room smelling like gunpowder, copper, feces from those that have perished. Coldwell, you see Agent Rice and Detective Barkley enter the fray. What would you like to do? Choke one of them?
I'm out of my spell. Grizzly's the only one standing left, right?
No, Grizzly and Half Tank are both standing.
Grizzly and Half Tank. Okay.
Yeah, you've hit one of them, but that's it.
Yeah. Again, shooting. I would assume that Grizzly was the closest one to me, but continuing my shot with Grizzly, and that is going to be 5 under 50, so that's going to hit. And what kind of gun did Baker have?
He had a 9mm. Does 1d10.
1d10. Okay. And that's 8 points of damage.
Nice.
He drops to the floor. Half Tank looks at this. He sees Darius down, Grizzly down. And he's going to make a morale check. 17. He passes. He stands his ground to continue fighting. With 3 targets in front of him, 1-2 for Coldwell, 3-4 for Rice, 5-6 for Barkley. Coldwell, you're up. 71, he misses. Goes wide. Rice, bullets are just flying around this room.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Here comes my side effect.
You start seeing multiple images of Half Tank. And he looks wiry. He looks like just numbers. Zeros, ones, zeros, ones, ones, zeros. You just see it just streaming all around. He looks like he has multiple hands, multiple arms. Make your attack with minus 20% as you try to maintain.
Wow. Okay. I'm shooting at the last target, Grizzly, again.
Half Tank.
Half Tank.
Or was it half tank? Okay.
Yeah, half tank's all. He's all
Right. That's a 61 over 30.
30. Goes wild through one of the many silhouettes that you see. Barkley, who does not have that kind of deficiency, fires at him.
A gift.
33. Critical hit.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
You see half tank drop to the floor. The room goes quiet. The only thing you hear is the pulse pounding in your ears and the flicker as flame touches the melted wax of these candles housed within these disembodied heads. What would you like to do, Coldwell and Rice?
Coldwell would like to put another round in half tank for shooting him for 2 points of damage. I'm just kidding.
Half ganked.
He's quarter tank now. After assessing everything, and Omega, are you all right?
Yeah, let's go. We got to get these guys down.
Down. They're already down.
Wait, what? I still see people in front of me. Targets. I'm like back and forth in the room.
Try to resist to push his gun down so he doesn't shoot anyone. Okay, so Darius' eye patch, is it flapped down or is it flapped up? Which way
It's
did he
flapped
leave it?
up, but because you've already gone through all that, it won't affect you any longer. You've
Okay.
already had your encounter with the Oho.
Okay, well, after the Oho, can I remove the Oho?
You may.
I would like to remove the eyeball
Okay.
and try to cover it in whatever is nearby, like his t-shirt. I'll just rip his shirt off, cut his shirt up and wrap. I mean, he's not using it
He has no
anymore, so-
t-shirt. He's shirtless, man.
Oh, he's
You can wrap it in
shirtless?
one of
Damn.
his dreadlocks, dude. Just,
Take his do-rag.
Just too.
Is it? Oh, man. All right, I'll find a cloth material of some kind around the apartment and wrap it up and take it with us. Is there anything else on the walls? Or,
Brains.
Well,
yeah,
other than
there's nothing
brains,
else.
like
As you're
sigils?
pulling this orb, this glass eye out of his skull, you feel a slight groove on the inside of it. Probably where that bullet went through. That eye just shotgunned him right in the brain, but managed to keep the orb somewhat intact.
Fucking spun it around in his head.
8-ball.
Yeah.
Everything is intentionally made dark in this particular apartment for whatever reason he had. Tell me what you'd like to do.
I would like to get light into this room. Can I pull down on the? What do you have over like the?
He had
The windows and
like
stuff.
woven palms over the windows.
Okay, I'm stripping everything off the windows and the walls and trying to get some light in here to see what's inside.
Okay. Pull them down. You see that there's all these unusual marks all along the walls. Looks like they're made in blood. They look like symbols and sigils. Everything doesn't make sense. It makes no sense what's going on. Most of them have been rendered useless because of all the blood spatter everywhere. Which is probably the only thing that it's saving you from going completely insane at this moment.
Okay. I have my phone, so I'm going to take pictures of all this. I'm going around, keeping an eye on Omega, making sure he's not waving that gun around and trying to shoot imaginary people or himself.
You go around taking all these pictures. Meanwhile, back at the Harbor Master's building, you see this pudgy individual turn around and look at you, Agent Adesso. How you doing? What can I do for you, gentlemen?
We're looking for a gentleman by the name of Abernathy. We flicks out his ID.
Oh,
Need
shit.
to speak with him about a couple of things.
Okay, is he here? What?
The address we have for him is here, but we were hoping to know maybe which boat that he might be on, or if he's even on any of these boats.
Is that a first name? Is that a last name? Let me,
His name is Eugene, Mr. Eugene.
Eugene. Hang on a second, agents. And he goes over and he starts looking through a file. Yeah, Eugene Abernathy's in slip number 12 all the way down at the end. He's got a boat there. It's called the Moose.
Muse?
I think it's Moose.
That'd be the one. You want me to give him a call, have him come up here?
No, that's fine.
We have.
You
to-
sure it's not a problem, agents? I'm here. I got till the end of 5 o'clock, and then I go home.
Not a problem. Who takes over after you leave?
Oh, we lock it down at that point. All the residents that live on the boats, they have key cards. And they let themselves in and they go through the gate. I can buzz you through the gate, though. Is that okay?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait till you get down to the gate. I'll buzz you in again.
Got it. Thank you. What time is it now?
Let me see. It's probably about 10:45.
Out of character. How far away is the boat to where we are?
Maybe 150 meters.
Okay.
About 450 feet.
Well, it would be better for us to wait until after he leaves, and then.
No, I think it's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean,
Let's do it.
yeah, I mean, because if he doesn't call, someone on the other boats will, or whatever. I mean, we basically need to get in there. I know Heisenberg said question him. This is all not in front of the guy, by the way.
Shit, brother.
So yeah, we got to question him about whatever. All I'm really concerned about is let's get that final bill and find those plates and then just fucking take care of this. Put the fucking jack blade at the side of his head, press the button, and we'll go.
There we go. Love it.
And I was thinking too, Handler, will that allow me to use this indoors? Like all I need to do is really touch the person. So I can't be swinging it like a normal sword, but I can put it up to their body or head or neck and press the button, right?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a regular switchblade, which is spring operated. This is actually magnetically charged.
And it goes forward.
It does.
Yeah, so that's why I mean, like in close quarters, I could still use this.
And it's 4 segments long. I don't want you to think that it's multiple segments. It's 4 segments long. Each segment's about 7 inches, with the furthest one being the shortest.
Mm-hmm.
That allows it to have some kind of a integrity to its length.
Okay.
Gives it some strength to it.
All right. Just wanted to make sure I can use that indoors.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go down to the muse. He loves that word.
He buzzes you through the gate, and you see this wooden platform that extends a little over 400 feet out in front of you. The first 2 slips on the right are empty. The last 4 are filled. The first 4 on the left are empty. The last 2 on the left are filled.
Can we see which ones by the names?
Oh, they have numbers on them?
They have numbers, but you can't see the boat names that are on the transom of the furthest boats away. You'd have to get closer and actually look at each individual one.
Gotcha. But is there a sign that says, slips 1 through 5 this way, 1 through 12 that way, or whatever it is?
1 through 6 on the right, 7 through 12 on the left.
Gotcha. Let's move to the left.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think this guy would be expecting us necessarily, so I'm not too worried about sniper fire, but maybe we have one of us walk ahead a little bit and the other one follow behind in case he's on one of the other boats and runs. You know what I mean? Like just not giving him a clear target on both of us.
As you're walking down the dock, you see all the names of the boats, blah, 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 blah. And as you start getting close to the end, you notice that the last boat on the right is the Muse. And it's a beautiful houseboat. It's not some dilapidated shanty-looking thing like you would expect some bank teller to have. This thing is multi-tiered, dual pontooned. It's just a beautiful boat.
Is it, did you say 1-story, 2-story?
From what you could tell, it's probably 3-story. You see that it's got the base deck, it's got an upper deck, and then you can see windows along its hull that give an indication that there's a lower deck to it as well.
Okay, so below the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, is there a gangway down from the boat to the dock?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Do we see anybody moving about?
You do not. As you get closer to the boat, you notice that all the blinds around the boat are drawn. There's a door at the back on the deck, and there's a ladder that goes up to an outside bridge to pilot the boat.
All right, so I'll take my new friend out of the case that we were going to leave that on the dock, and then make sure it's ready to go. And I say we enter, we stack on the doorway and enter, because we can obviously see there's nobody up top. We'll go through the hatch, and we'll see if he's here.
Okay. And the door is unlocked.
Yeah,
As you
Okay.
say again, Sammy?
Sorry, I was going to say I can try to pick the lock if it's locked, but it's unlocked.
No, it's unlocked. As you go through the door,
Oh,
Okay.
wait, one question before we proceed in. Are all the shore connections intact, or are the shore connections attached? That is the electric and what would be the sewage. Do they have? Has he gotten those attached?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Well, that tells me there's no intent to leave. So this is good. Okay.
Do we want to try to do some kind of ambush where we unplug that shit and then wait and see who comes out and try to get him? Or because he's probably got more than one person with him. Just because my character may not think that, but me as a player and knowing our heartless and bloodthirsty DM, I'm thinking that there's more than one Eugene on board.
Yeah. The problem is if we turn off the power and we have to go in after this guy, it's not a good idea to be stumbling around a boat that we don't know in the dark. And well, it's not a bad plan, but let's just go inside because then if we encounter him, we may be able to question him.
Yeah, we got gold doubloons.
Yeah.
How many do you have? How many do you
All right,
have,
let's-
Odessa?
I got a whole bunch.
I got 2.
Okay, great. Okay, that's good because I have 0.
Oh.
As you enter this cabin, the first thing you notice is that it's very comfortably warm. There's low sofas, there's chairs, little table, but you notice that there are 4 paintings along the walls. The first
I'm not going to
painting,
look too closely at those.
Don't look at him.
out of your peripheral, you notice that the first painting is of a gnarled tree with large branches and boughs. You see that these limbs jut outwards at different directions, forming spirals with sharp angles. And the roots of this tree seem to extend away from the trunk and above ground, forming what could best be described as people, the silhouette of bodies above ground, petrified in wood.
The Tree of Woe.
You see another painting, looks like a person standing on a large metal sphere, but another glance makes it seem like the person is standing inside the sphere. The rationality of inside versus outside causes your mind to lock in, and it just doesn't make sense. It defies logic in and of itself. The third painting on the opposite side is of a scarecrow made of a copper wire that's jutting skywards in a sea of white caps. You can almost sense the ocean move under you, and you feel the boat almost as though it's sinking around you. Almost as though that this wire scarecrow is the only thing keeping everything from going beneath the waves. The fourth painting, which is closest to a stairwell that leads down to the lowest level, is of the inside of this very boat. And as the both of you are trying not to look at it as you look at the stairwell, you could just make out 2 individuals looking at a painting that's looking at a painting in this painting.
Fucking weirdo.
What a trip. Okay. Well,
And
we don't want
where
to look
are
at
the
those
people
too
in the
closely.
painting?
Is
Now,
there any?
you tell me if you want to look directly at the paintings and I could help you. You sure you don't want to look at it?
Yes.
I think we need to at first. Well, the thing is if we're picking that up, there might be something in that painting where it shows Mr. Eugene the Wise hiding behind the bar with a fucking flamethrower or something.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll take a look.
Oh no.
I've seen
Which-
his stuff before. I'm
Which
gonna look at
painting
that
would
one.
you like to look at?
The
We have-
one that you just pushed me into looking at. No, I'm going to look at the one with the 2 people looking, which is basically us, I bet, looking at the picture of the
Okay.
2 people looking at the picture.
And you do see it. It's the 2 of you standing right at the threshold of this stairwell going down. But what's odd about it is you both are on opposite sides. It's not mirrored, but whereas you're on the left side and Odessa's on the right, he's on the left and you're on the right. But the weapons are correctly placed on your body. It's not as though it's a mirrored reflection. And it seems to evolve in each painting moving forward, where He's wearing your clothes and you're wearing his clothes. One's taller than the other, but you can tell that they're both you.
Okay.
But there's just minor differences between them.
Okay.
Why don't you make a observation check?
Okay. 62 under 70.
62 under 70. You do notice that the maker's mark is the same as the one you saw back at the Rockefeller Plaza, where the auction was held for lot 27.
Mm-hmm.
And it says Eugene the Wise on it.
Yeah, the way that the picture made me feel was more of before I even knew that was the same guy. I could tell the painting was of similar non-geometrical or whatever it's called, hypergeometry.
So wait a minute, is our Eugene Abernathy the painter? That's an interesting.
Adesso, these paintings here, at first I felt something, I'm sure as you are with them, and not because I'm moved by this artist's renditions of beauty. But if you look at the name, maybe you don't want to look, but the name itself says Eugene the Wise, which, if you remember, is the same painter as the one from the Rockefeller painting that we saw when we were talking to the man about the auction.
Amazing. What makes me think is maybe this guy was one of the bidders then. How else would anybody know? I guess we'll have to ask him a few more questions than I originally intended. And looking around the area, is there any indication that someone's there, like, plates in the... Well, we're in an entryway, right?
There's another level that goes down.
So this top level is just... There's nobody there. There's just any cups or glasses or anything around, ashtrays, anything that would indicate there was more than one person or anybody at all?
Very clean, very sterile.
Okay. All right, then there should be a ladder going down.
There is.
There is? Okay. Is it a severe ladder where it's like a true ladder where you grab onto the handrails and go down, or is it more like a little mini stairway?
It's a mini stairwell.
Okay.
You could grab hold of the wooden handles that are more for beautification as you make your descent.
Gotcha.
Well,
I'm sure anything down there?
Not from the upper level, no.
Well, I'm sure whoever's down there, if he's down there, has heard us walking around, even though we've been quiet. So someone's going to be ready for us. We need to be prepared for that.
All right, well then, is the lights on down there?
You do see a light. It's hard to tell if it's from the outside light shining in or if it's from some kind of a overhead illumination device.
I'm going to try to do a stealth going down the stairs and try to be able to peek around whatever corner there is.
Okay.
So as not to present a target, but also if I can do it quiet enough, he won't hear me going down the stairs. And if I do a quick peek, he won't be able to fire on a full target.
Okay.
So stealth check, I need to roll under 50. No, 75.
75. So you make your way down. You think you're quiet. Adesso,
Okay.
You're still on the upper floor. You going to come down?
Yeah, I'm going to come down, making sure I don't sweep him as I try to cover the open spaces with the 12 gauge.
Real quick, there's a deck above us too, right, Ryder? That's where all the ship stuff is? Or the...
Well, there was one above you, but
Yeah.
you just went down to the third level. The
Right.
deck above you now is your entry-level deck.
But what... Yeah,
As I
what
understand
I'm...
it,
Go
the
ahead.
one above us is just a flying deck where there's a remote station to pilot the boat.
That's correct.
There's a
Okay.
360 degree, you could see all the way around, so we could see that there was nobody there, correct?
That's correct.
That's what I was getting at. I was going to say maybe hang out on this level at first in case someone from above. But if it's just the ship deck up there, then no one's up there. Then yeah, we can go down.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Cool.
I have my Glock in one hand and I have my jack blade.
All right, so I'll proceed down with... Well, wait a minute.
I will drop down and you could fire above me if that's what we need to do.
I'm thinking that this 12 gauge is really not the weapon for this, so I'm
He
going to
doesn't know
sling
that.
it and draw up my pistol.
Oh, right, I see.
So you say close quarter weapon. Why would a 12 gauge not be premier
Well,
for that?
Because
We're
it
going down
shoots out a
really
fucking
narrow
dragon breath.
passageway. Is what I was thinking.
So,
So you-
basically a flamethrower with slugs.
Yeah, exactly.
As you drop down to this lower deck, you see that the lower galley opens up into a more living, accommodating space. You see that there's a couch off to the right and a chair with another table a little bit more forward. You also see that there's a kitchenette to the port side and a closed door directly off the forward bow. At the table, you see that there appears to be some kind of a canvas with drawings on it and a phone laying right next to the canvas.
Does the canvas, or does it look like someone was working on it and then boogied when they heard us coming, or is this just like a canvas that's unframed?
It looks like somebody was drawing on it, but from your angle, you can't see.
Well, I don't want to see. I just want to see if it was like an in progress or... Okay. So is there any other supplies on the table, like the paints, paintbrush, things like that?
Yes, there are 2 wells of paint. One is like an eerie green, almost like a iridescent green. On the other is like a metallic red.
Okay. Someone was just here, Odessa. What's in front of us again? There's a door?
There's a closed door all the
Okay.
way at the bow, right next to the kitchenette.
Okay. I'll crouch off to the side a little bit.
Okay.
And you're ready with whatever. Eugene Abernathy, this is Agent Kimura of the FBI. We have some questions for you. Can you please step out?
After a moment, you hear the head flush. You see the handle turn and the door open. And we cut back to the Potomac Gardens apartments. We watch Agent Coldwell and Agent Rice police up what evidence they can of this crime scene. You see Detective Barkley looking at Detective Baker, tears in his eyes. He's known this man for 7 years. He stands up, he looks at you, Coldwell, and he says, I need to go find Frank. I don't know where he disappeared to. I hope you agents got everything you were hoping for here. Because for me, the price was just too damn high. I gotta go tell this man's wife that he's not gonna come home to her and his kids.
The price we pay for this career is always expensive, regardless of what anyone thinks.
And we will discover that price next session.
Next week.
What I'm concerned about is Mr. Eugene the Wise. Did he go 1 or 2? Because on a boat, oh man,
Yeah.
it's just gonna stink.
Well,
up
good
the
thing
cabin.
good thing you didn't unplug the quick disconnects. You know, the
That's
service
true.
connect. Then that duty
Okay.
wasn't stuck.
Odessa.
So I can see them at this point, right?
Oh,
Like
you
I have
can see
clear
them,
line
yeah.
of sight. Okay. All right. So I've already got my pistol out. I'm going to take a shot at Holy Boy.
Okay.
Darius, right?
Wait, Darius?
Or
Because
Darius.
Holy Boy's
Sorry.
head's just
Sorry,
chilling on the
Darius. Yeah.
Let me say Darius.
Sorry,
Say
I mean Darius.
Say it
Shooting
again,
cans off
Chris.
the log.
log.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora Radio, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, be sure to leave us that 5-star rating and review. Don't forget about our YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20. So if you're into watching and you want to help support the show, then head on over and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the show out. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to look for us there and check us out. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can download the current show directly, pick and choose past shows from our archives, or view our galleries. We've got a lot of stuff posted over there, so check us out. And finally, join us on our Patreon at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next time, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.